Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV and the House Like Kitchen Sinks. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive it. Now, with no further ado, let's get into this afternoon's video, if you will. It's about 4:15 p.m. Tuesday afternoon. And, you know, I had some things that I wanted to address, if you will. Typically, when I give my stories, you know, sometimes I talk about celebrities, but not very often. You know, typically I just tell stories that I've personally endured, or stories of people that I personally know, you know, the things that they've had to go through. But today I want to talk about Hassan Campbell. And Hassan Campbell is a very, for you all that don't know, is a very successful YouTuber. He has close to 500,000, you know, followers, subscribers rather. He's been on YouTube over 7 years, and, you know, in the YouTube world, his name holds a whole lot of weight. Well, for you all that don't know or may not be too familiar with Hassan, recently he went back to his old neighborhood where he grew up, which was, I don't remember the exact name, but, you know, he grew up in the Bronx in New York. So he went back to the projects. Now, mind you, Hassan is a very successful individual that made it out of the projects. He's a successful individual that defied the odds. He went to prison. Can't remember exactly how many years that he did. Don't necessarily know if it was for murder or manslaughter. But he did a lengthy stretch in prison. And he came out and, you know, he started his YouTube page or what have you. And like I said, he's been very successful on YouTube. Not to put a person's business out there too much, but I just want to give you and this is for the viewers that are not familiar with the Hassan Campbell situation. You know, allegedly, he was sexually harassed or sexually abused, you know, as a child coming up. So he deals with a lot of those, you know, I guess insecurities and demons that he has in his, you know, in his mind, as he should. So the individual that, you know, allegedly sexually assaulted him is a known individual in New York, and everybody knows who he is. So Hassan speaks on it quite frequently. So he deals with a whole lot of anger issues, it seems. And it seems as though he enjoys drinking. I don't know if this was planned. I don't know if it was just something that was just done on a whim. I don't know. But a couple of days ago, he decided to go back to his old projects. He sets his camera up and proceeds to go live in front of his old apartment project building. There's people outside. They're coming and going. And he's screaming at the camera. He's speaking on the situation with P. Diddy and Cassie. Cassie sued P. Diddy for like $30 million. And you all, you know who P. Diddy is, Puff Daddy. See what I'm saying? So she sued him for like $30 million. In the case, you know, supposedly, allegedly, he was sexually assaulting her and made her do things that, you know, she didn't want to do, and was recording her and forcing her to do these things or what have you. So years later, she came back to sue him. Okay, when she did that, P. Diddy immediately settled with her. It wasn't even probably 24 hours. So Hassan Campbell was pretty upset about that. Because he's saying, okay, you all looking at P. Diddy and Cassidy, but what about me? What about all the other people that never really got our due justice? Never really got our day in court? So he's screaming at the top of his lungs outside of the project building at the cameras. Well, Hassan took it to the next level to where he started, I guess people were yelling out of the window like, be quiet, man. Why you screaming or whatever? Well, Hassan feel like these are my projects. I came up in these projects. And he started making threats. I'll throw your mother out the window. I'll throw your mother out the stairs. And then I'll have, 100 dudes with me, 100 goons with me, and we'll stomp her out. He's making these threats to the individual that he's going back and forth with in the window. Individual, they're throwing bottles at him. I don't know exactly what type of bottles. You couldn't see the bottles. You could just hear the bottles breaking once they hit the ground. So Hassan is throwing bottles, at this individual, or at these individuals rather, and it gets to the point to where he's not really concentrating so much on the video. He's yelling and threatening the people in the window. A person walks towards Hassan. And this is for you all. Again, I'm narrating this because I know everybody hasn't seen it. A person walks towards Hassan. Hassan has a knife behind his back. What's up, son? What you want to do, son? So the person was just like, hey, man, I don't have no problem or whatever. So, Hassan continues with the threats. I cut you. I do this. I have everybody, shot up, and my dudes will whoop everybody in here, and, just outrageous, belligerent statements and comments. Well, after so long, the video cuts. When the video cuts, the next scene was Hassan in the car, rushing himself to the hospital. Hassan goes on to say that he was shot. He has another individual in the car with him. And, he's, I guess, trying to keep the situation calm or what have you. Hassan goes on to say that he was shot. A lot of people were saying that this was scripted. It wasn't real. It was just something, for the internet, something for views. Today, I look up and I see that Hassan Campbell posted himself in the hospital, actually showing the bullet. I guess they took the bullet out of him in surgery that he was shot with. So this clearly wasn't anything that was staged. I very seriously doubt that they went and got the hospital props and made it seem as though he was in a hospital bed. You see what I'm saying? With all the equipment and things of that nature that's in a hospital room. So to me, this wasn't anything that was scripted. And I highly doubt that he said, you know what? We're going to set the internet on fire right here. Shoot me, but make sure you shoot me right here. Don't shoot me, in my face or my back or here. You shoot me in my arm. I seriously doubt that happened. My take on that situation is this. I see a lot of people bashing Hassan Campbell. And they're saying, what's wrong with this guy? This guy's an idiot. This guy's stupid. This guy. I think that Hassan Campbell is just an individual that's just hurting from the childhood trauma that he went through, and it was never, ever addressed. So he's seeking help. So, yeah, he's successful. Yeah, he makes a lot of money on YouTube. Yes, he has close to 1 million, subscribers. He's very successful. He's married. I believe his wife may be a lawyer. He has kids. He has a nice house. But guess what? That's not fulfilling to him. That's not the total fulfillment that he's seeking. For you to leave the comforts of your home, a nice home, and to go to the very place that everyone, when you're in that place, the whole thought process is to make it out. You want to make it out of there. So to go back to a place that you made it out of and to do the things that he was doing, that wasn't the smartest decision in the world. You all know me by Hassan Campbell, but the people here don't be my poppy. Y'all know me by poppy. Y'all know what it is. Apparently, Hassan Campbell was that guy in the streets. That's what he says. I've heard other people say that his name held weight in the streets. I don't care. I'm a grown man. I don't care about what happens in the streets. But I'm just giving you all a picture, painting the picture so that for the individuals that don't know who this guy is, it'll, you know, give you a little bit better viewpoint. And if you decide to Google him or whatever, I guess you'll learn for yourself. So he goes back, like I said, you going into a jungle. You're going into a jungle. Somebody's going to try you. This dude outside screaming at the top of his lungs, talking about what we're not going to do, what he is going to do. It says, you don't live here no more. This is our hood. That's how people feel. It's not your hood, but it's just how people feel. And so I guess, you know, there's always somebody looking to make a name for themselves. But you know what? I shot Hassan Campbell. And just think about how crazy that sounds. But in the streets, that holds weight. That you shot someone. But in the actuality, you know, the real world is shot somebody. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not even logical thinking. So for you all that work or have your own business or, you know, it's all the same or whatever, law-abiding citizens, just think about this. You saying, man, I just shot Frank. Frank was talking, he was talking shit. I just shot Frank. Yeah, he'll know next time. I mean, just think about that. Hassan Campbell is just one of those individuals that, in my humble opinion, he's always going to have an issue with things that are going on in life. And again, I'm not bashing the guy. That's not what my channel is about. I'm just giving my personal take on the matter. Because to me, it's like you had a death wish. Are you going in one of the worst projects? No projects are soft. You going into the Bronx, one of the worst projects. These little young dudes don't care nothing about Poppy. Guess what? Poppy was that guy 25 years ago. 20 years ago, however long ago it was. These younger generation, man, I tell you all the time that watch my channel. One of the young dudes' favorite things to say in prison, oh, gee, we don't respect our elders, so you may want, you know, you may want to step aside. Almost tripped over the trash can. We don't respect our elders, OG. So these young dudes are not caring anything about Poppy. And somebody showed him that because they popped him. I don't understand why you would go and do something like that. And you have a knife as though you take a knife to a gunfight. That's basically what it was. You have a knife. And then you're on live this morning. That's when I seen the video anyway. Talking about, yeah, they shot me, but they didn't kill me. Well, if you go back, guess what's probably going to happen? They're going to shoot you again. But based on what I've seen, he'll go back, in my opinion. He'll go back again. Because he gets drunk and he gets online. And he's very entertaining, and he's very smart and intelligent. A lot of people like to hear what he has to say. And he does these 3 and 4 hour lives, and he does, you know, 150, 200,000 views. So, you know, he's people like to listen to what he's saying. I guess they like it. I mean, they tune in. I tune in. I don't agree with everything that he says. But to me, it's like you have a death wish. Like, it's really as though you have a death wish. So I'm just, you know, I'm hoping that the guy gets the necessary closure, help that he needs. Because you don't want to see anyone get shot. You don't want to see anyone get injured. You don't want to see anyone get sexually assaulted. He was a child. So people poke fun and make, you know, they laugh at him or whatever. The guy, it was a child when it happened. So it seems to me as though he really has a problem with this individual that did that to him, allegedly. I don't know if he just can't address the guy. I don't know if he just doesn't have access to him. I don't know. So oftentimes he gets in front of the camera and he's drinking and he takes all his frustrations and resentments and anger out on the camera. And he, you know, speaks quite frequently about who he once was in the streets and who he really still is in his mind. You try me, I'm going to show you. Any one of y'all try me, I'm going to show you. I'll be in the projects, I'll be here, I'll be there. They don't love you like that no more, man. The streets don't love you, period. They didn't love you then. The streets do not love you. And especially when you're already successful and you made it out of it. Like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month. Probably more than that, for real. Probably more than that. And you want to go back to where people are struggling? People are struggling just to eat sometimes? Just to keep the lights on? You want to go back and yell and scream and curse and do all of these things? Antagonize them? What you thought was going to happen? Very, very fortunate to still be alive. You have kids, man. You have a wife. And you're in your 40s. If not 50. But you still want to be out here acting street. You still want to be known as a street dude, as Poppy. Makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Stupid is as stupid does. And I would never get on here and call any grown man or anybody, for that matter, stupid. But what you did, that was stupid. I don't know what made you think that you could just be yelling, threatening people, and threatening people's mothers. You told that guy several times, if it was a guy, I'm just assuming it was a guy, that you would throw his mother down the stairs and that you would get your goons to come over and stomp his mother after she was thrown down a flight of stairs. You pulling your knife out. You yelling, you walking around. What? What's up? I'm here. Where the shooters at? Come outside. Yeah. Y'all thought Poppy wasn't going, y'all thought Poppy was just, all camera. What did you really think? That you was just going to punk an entire projects out? So whoever did you something, guess what? They ain't give a damn about no Poppy. And you lucky they ain't shoot you twice or 3 or 4 times. I don't know if it was just man, go on. Get on out of here. Just a friendly reminder that this is the projects. Go on now. Next time it ain't going to be so, Next time it could be deadly. Dudes be having kids. I don't understand these dudes. You have kids, man. Like, you're supposed to set that to the side. You're not in the streets anymore. Why do guys want to always be like, you know what? They're going to make me go back. I'm going to have to show them that I still got it. That's why I admire Terrence Gangsta Williams, man. Shout out to Terrence Gangsta Williams. Y'all not familiar with Terrence Gangsta Williams? Go check his channel out. Real, he was a guy that did almost 24 years in the feds. He was able to get out. He gave the detectives some information. They allowed him to be released from prison. Now, the detectives, the information that he gave, it was all pertaining to people that were no longer alive anymore. No one got arrested. No one got charged or anything for the information that he gave. Well, people want to call him a rat. People want to say, he's still told. It don't matter if he told on the dead. Listen, that guy did 24 years. I like to see half of y'all do 24 months. See, these are the things that being in prison, people don't tell you. When you in prison, man, dudes is doing anything they can do to get out. They writing the governor. They writing the president. They writing the mayor. They filing appeals. They're doing anything that they can do to get out of prison. And I'm going to keep it real with you. And this is opinionated. If you're in prison, and you've been in prison for 10 years, we're just going to use 10 years, and you don't have a date, you're never getting out. You got a life sentence. And then people tell you, all you got to do is just tell us this. Even if the people still are alive, I believe 99% of the people are going to work with them people just to get out. My opinion. Nobody got no loyalty like that no more. Now, people, yeah, it's easy to sit here and say, oh, no, you're supposed to stand on that. It's for the streets. Yeah, it's easy to say that when you're not going through that. This guy did 24 years. Just shy of 24 years. No one ever got arrested as a result of him being released or while he was in prison. But then you all want to call him a rat. Stand-up guy in my book. Shout out to Terrence Gangster Williams. You know what I mean? But, you know, and he touched on this subject just as well. Hassan, you already did time for murder or manslaughter. It was one of the two. Like, you are literally throwing rocks at the penitentiary. Because guess what happens? You got that knife behind your back. He's standing here like this. Like, yeah, what's up? What's up? Now, you can see my hand here. He has a knife behind his back. Well, the individual doesn't know. I'm quite sure that he knows that he has something behind his back. So just think if the individual charges him. All this is on camera. So just think if the individual charges him and Hassan ends up stabbing him up. You definitely going to prison. You come in, these people live here. You don't live here anymore. I understand you probably still got family. You still got loved ones. You always going to come back. But when you come back, man, don't come in antagonizing people. You out there screaming like you crazy. I encourage you all to watch the video if you haven't already seen it. Hassan Campbell. This guy's out there just antagonizing people for no reason. That's why I said he had to have been drunk. In my humble opinion. Are you that mad and angry that you're going to go to your hood that you say you love so much? So if you love your hood so much, why are you going back starting trouble in your hood that you grew up in? Your project building. Why are you starting trouble with these people? You done already shown past videos that the people, you know, they fool with you. They like you. They rock with you. But yet you want to go back screaming and hollering about African Bambaataa because that's the guy that allegedly did this to you, and screaming about, you know, Diddy and, you know, P. Diddy and that situation. But why are you going back to your neighborhood being disrespectful towards the people that are there? They didn't have anything to do with what happened to you. Allegedly. They had nothing to do with that. So I just want to chime in on it. You know, this happened a couple of days ago. I understand that a lot of people have already given their reactions on it. I wasn't even going to speak on it. I typically try not to really speak on other people's situation. And when I do, I'm not going to ever in life get on here and bash anybody. I watch Hassan Campbell. I think the guy's very intelligent. I think that, you know, he's obviously successful through YouTube. He's built it from the ground up. He built his channel from the ground up. Just think about it. 500,000 subscribers. No celebrities. No celebrities. Got it out of the mud. Truly got it out of the mud. So I'm hoping that he heals well. Still praying for him. I'm hoping that, you know, he's able to get the necessary help that he needs, the closure that he needs. And I'm hoping that he makes a better decision to not go do something like this ever again. Because next time, it may not end this way. It could be fatal. But I'm sure I'm not stating anything that he doesn't already know. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you all like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification So that anytime I bring you some action, this action rather, or this heat, guess what? Amongst the first to receive it. Real Kens TV.